So, I was living in the city a few years ago, and we had these really thin walls. And I could always hear this family in the apartment next door. They were really loud. They were always arguing. Sometimes I would hear the wife screaming at the husband, and the kids would be running around the apartment. It was really annoying. But one night I hear this sound, right? And it's very faint, but it's almost like laughter. And there's footsteps, but the footsteps are kind of hurried. And then I hear a knock on my door, and I'm thinking, who could that be at this hour? I open the door, and I see like a hallway. There's no apartment here. There's just this one apartment. And so I'm confused. And then I hear a voice. It says, hello? And I'm like, hello? And then the person says, is everything okay over there? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. And then I hear the footsteps coming closer. I open the door wider, and I see a man in his underwear. He's standing in front of me, and he looks at me awkwardly, and then he runs back down the hallway. So I'm standing there thinking, what the hell just happened? And then I see the door to the apartment next door is slightly open. The same laughter is coming from inside that apartment, but it's louder now. And I can see the silhouette of a man and a woman embracing on the couch. They look like they're having a great time. I couldn't help myself. I had to go check it out, so I knock on the door. Nobody answers. I knock again. Still nothing. So I walk in, and the apartment is completely empty. There's no furniture. All the lights are turned off except for this one lamp in the corner. And in the middle of the floor is an old rotary phone, like from the 1970s. And the receiver is off the hook. And I don't know if you've ever heard a rotary phone, but they have this really distinctive sound. And this phone was definitely still echoing that same laughter. And then I looked around the apartment, and I noticed all these little things. Like the TV was turned to a Spanish language channel, which the family next door didn't speak. The radio was tuned to a station that wasn't theirs. The curtains were drawn even though it was the middle of the day, and the windows were nailed shut from the inside. It was like whoever was living in this apartment had completely lost their mind, or maybe they never really had it to begin with.